Hi guys. So now let me talk a little bit about the fashion show that I just produced recently and the ways for the girls to make money of it. Let me just try it if I can hold the mic. Okay, looks like it's holding. No, let me see. I have to figure out how to hold my mic without my hands. So maybe in the next episode I'll get my mic stand. So the first thing that I want to talk about the careers in fashion. What kind of careers fashion can lead to? And let's see if I can move a little. Stand up. Okay, you can still see me. Usually, a model can maybe become a doctor, a lawyer, public speaking. So the being on stage, being in front of light, and seeing yourself from different angles, and good days, bad days. So basically, that helps either it's a female or a male to see yourself or in different lighting, in different clothes, in different outfits. So and see what's the best side of you could be presented to the public. And having taken many pictures, many videos, and seeing yourself not only on your cell phone, because when you do your selfies, it's a very close distance, and it's what's good on selfies might not be as good on the longer, like from a different perspective, different angle. So that's one of the advantages of being a model. So you can see how the audience perceive you from more distant pictures, when it's a full body in the game, or when you're moving, and because selfie is a selfie, you're doing it with your own cell phone. It's a very close distance. It's a very the audience who watching this is the people who love you, who care for you, they follow your friends. So they will be nice, and they will not tell you probably like all the what they feel. They just want to say something nice and polite, whether they like it or not. But when you do modeling, you get strangers, you get people who might hate you, who might compete with you, and that might help you to toughen your skin and understand that kind of being on your own, and how the world runs. As probably you know, a world is competition, and people fight for the jobs, for the food, for husbands, for wives, for the family, and it's like in animal kingdom. People want to have the best spot under the sun. So modeling is a quintessence of that, and it gives you ability to practice in kind of safe environment. Yes, it's hurtful when someone say, "Oh, you're fat," or "You don't know how to walk," or "You don't have the looks." But those likes, those views, those producers who might like you or might not, it kind of prepares you for the real challenges in life, when stakes are much more higher, when it's a question of having the best husband you can get, having the best job you can have, having building a career. So there are cases when I see that models take that and experience on a runway and apply it in a family life, and see how their husband sees them, or boyfriend. If they see that everybody loves them, they kind of folks who would maybe low self-esteem might build it up. People who have way too high self-esteem might realize that they're just normal human beings, and they're not a diva, and they can kind of get from the heaven, from the crowds to the ground, and help them to see the life as it is, rather than just in rosy colors. Another perspective for the modeling applications in real life could be perhaps ability to build a platform. The more followers you have, the more media attention, the more people listen to you, people watch you, you can move the causes that you care about towards the the direction that you care, whether it's a charity or whether it's a business, whether it's like a sponsor, so influencer and stuff. Many models produce additional income for themselves by being influential, and they don't even need a photographer at some point. They can just take pictures of themselves on cell phone, post it, and if that helps to move the sponsor, whether it's a drink or a watch or a dress or a particular item, and girls and guys can get paid for that, and that's a fair income that a model can use during her time in college, or additional income for her kids and family if she's already in the regular workforce. Let me stop here, and I'll be back in with the next set with a little better frame, so you can see me fully better than this one. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about something else. So we're going to talk about the more fashion. Okay. Hi guys, in this video I'm gonna talk about the aspects of how fashion can help in life, and let's talk about the application of fashion in everyday life. And the third piece will be about the source of revenue for the models from fashion. So the first one, like I outline, is how fashion helps you in life. Well, some girls, the most popular answer that I usually get on interviews is builds my confidence, it helps, and this, and I have fun. But in reality, fashion can be quite a life-changing process in someone's life. Not only it can help you to see yourself from the side, but it's also can bring careers like being a host of TV show, or like a TV personality, or like meeting interesting people, because people in fashion, usually it's expensive hobby, so there is a lot of folks who comes from means, wealthy folks, and by being in fashion and being beautiful and being stylish, it can build those connections with the people who have money power that can lead to jobs that are not open to public, but in the personal and family businesses. It can lead to careers in style and with the big corporations fashion. So if you are fashionable and you understand the colors and you understand the frame and you understand what's actually could be worn by public, that might take you to really all the way on top of the corporate America in many instances. You can dress celebrities, you can dress work in the departments that are ordering fashion in large quantities. Another piece that could be done with the fashion is maybe when you are very, very stylish, and it makes you notice on streets, on clubs, everywhere. So you get to see opportunities. You get to go to the events that other people are not welcome to. So that part of exclusivity gets you there. Let's see. And I want to talk about the revenue sources in the fashion. So, like I said, models in the past needed photographer, producer, this and that, studio. Nowadays, with a cell phone, you can order, let's say, a beautiful dress from a designer in Russia or Nigeria somewhere. They will ship it to you. You wear it to a fancy event. You take some selfies. If you're popular and you get in magazines, you get in many places, people will pay you to wear stuff and at the important functions. So that's one source of revenue. Models can also kind of charge companies for product placement, whether the girl goes to the, let's say I have a friend of mine, Jasmine, and she went once with her friend to Ferrari dealership, and she took a couple of selfie pictures in fancy companies, fancy cars. Guess what? Because she had a following from a few Saudi prince, they purchased a couple of cars next day from that dealership, and she got a nice check from the dealership for posting those pictures. So as you can see, if a model can move large items because of her appearance and make sales, obviously corporations and organizations would be happy to financially support that particular model. Model who has the looks and know the people. Sometimes it doesn't have to be strikingly different look, as long as you look like normal and human and real, like a real person. It doesn't. You also can portray in commercials and interesting kind of skits and videos. So there are many applications for fashion, and models keep inventing those things. Even as simple as getting sponsor free clothes, free shoes, free dresses, free that. Models can get a lot of things. Let's say if model is popular and pretty and will take some pictures, any restaurant in New York City will have her eating and dining at that restaurant forever for free, as long as she comes well dressed and beautiful and take some pictures and post it on social media, so the restaurant gets more bookings. If the girl has quite a bit of following, maybe airline companies, when she travels, want her to be on a flight. People feel pleasant when a beautiful model travels their airline and they can afford to pay for her tickets. Hotels will be happy to give you free rooms and free space if you stay in that hotel, or even I know quite a few buildings in Manhattan who would give models rent-free apartments just to live in, so residents can see that beautiful models live in that building. So there are many applications where models can kind of not use, I wouldn't say use, it's negative kind of connotation, apply their beauty and influence as something pleasant to look at, to get other things in life that normal people get to pay for. Let's see if you guys know other applications of how models and the photographers and crew members can benefit from fashion. Maybe we can share for the public, so new models who don't know about those ways, those additional revenues, can actually benefit from this, because people think, oh, I'm beautiful, I'll take some pictures, and people start paying me to model there. And there is a long path to that. It's so much faster to be creative and find creative ways to fund your life, and you don't need to do any tricks or anything negative. We can like that would be a subject of our next video. So I'm going to want to talk in the next one about negativity in the fashion and how that could be addressed and convert to something positive. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, let me talk a little bit about, let's see if this one goes a little bit lower. I want to talk about glory in fashion. I want to talk about honor. I want to talk about the ability to, bring decency and how the fashion can build a profound effect on human condition. And another subject of this video will be transformational power of fashion. So let's start with the honor and ability. Generally, general public that knows a little bit more about the fashion, when people talk about modeling and fashion, they think of call girls, they think of sex, they think of meat, they think of all this negative stuff that are surrounding yellow press and stuff. In the reality, high fashion and strike for beauty and has quite a noble and honorable desire. Young girls from young age want to be beautiful. They want to be princesses. They want to be, on that runway. They want those lights. They want attention. But in all that noble and honorable condition, it's not about sex. When the 10-year-old girl thinks it's beautiful, she doesn't think of anything bad. She thinks of beauty. So we want to preserve that piece. What happened is, in reality, many of those productions, as you see a lot of in advertisement, they use teenagers, like 12, 15-year-old girls in advertisement because they don't have to pay them much, or their parents pay for their bills. The models who are like 21 and 25-year-old, they went through so many photo shoots and stuff. They want to get paid, and they don't want to do free stuff. They need to earn a living. But young girls who are like 15 to 16, they look pretty. They fresh, but because they live with their family and parents, and they don't know the ruthless part of the industry, they just do a lot of shoots for free, and that's how they end up in the magazines. And once they build that portfolio, once they build that reputation, they realize that it's not that many paid gigs after that. So, but it's still a lot of us do that for the love of fashion, for the love of the game, for the love of beauty. So let me go to the next point of this video, which is the glory in fashion. Yes, we want to, leave something for our grandchildren. So when the girl becomes like a grandmother, she still want to see her pictures when she's beautiful. It's if you saw that famous movie Titanic, that old lady, which is like 100 years old, and she showed her drawing when she was 16 years old, 18 years old, to her granddaughter. That's something. Granddaughter. That's something that preserve in the generations. With social media nowadays, I'm sure even 100, 200 years from now, those pictures might have a life if properly stored. So the next generation can see what are their predecessors look like, and walked and spoke. So those things are really, really important for the living a legacy. Profound effect on the human condition. So we'll have a couple of models later today talk about those subjects. So they're getting ready and prepared for the conversation on the subject. And how that transformational power of fashion? Well, someone who has very little confidence can gain some. Someone who has overconfidence might come to their senses. Someone who is looking to additional income can have consistent gigs on the side. For example, as many photographers and filmmakers try to have gigs and get paid filming fashion, which is almost impossible. People think that you have to be just grateful to be there and film there, so they don't pay them much. But if they find sponsors and people who move their brands, and they film the model or the subject and the garment and give it to the company. If it's early stage and they don't know what's what, they might get paid. So there are ways for the many parties in that equation, whether it's a filmmaker or a model or production company, to earn a living in fashion. You just have to be creative, not only how you frame your shot, but also how do you build your revenue sources. Let's talk about that in the next piece here. Ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, a beautiful lady on my right. Her name is V, and she does paintings that I'm gonna show to you in a second. Yeah, okay. Can you see yourself in?
Yeah.
Okay, that's her first piece that we're gonna show to you. That one doesn't have a name, and maybe you can talk about it. It's a little bit too provocative. It shows like a lot of body parts, so it's very open. And this one is a little bit more. Can you see it? What's the name of this one?
Adam and Eve. Adam and Eve.
Okay, so you can see this one. So as you can see, she has some experience painting, and V does painting for professionally in a gallery,
It's
like
art studio.
art studios for money, and she does work on her own. Can you talk a little bit about your story? How did you start painting? Why people pay you for your paintings? Why, who influenced you? Like where it's all began?
I started painting when I was 3 years old, and I always wanted to have a creative job. So after I finished high school, I went to art school in Crimea, and I moved to United States 5 years ago. I lived in different places, and
Before it became like Russia and Ukraine, so it's how difficult it is nowadays that Crimea is part of Russia and under sanctions to communicate with the friends and family there.
it's not hard to communicate. It's fine. I mean, my home city is not in Crimea. I just was studying there. But I would rather not talk about my opinion on
Okay,
Crimean situation.
Let's leave the politics out of the this. So go back to the what influenced you.
Mostly I get my inspiration by people and their choices and what they do. Also, I got a lot of influence from artists. It's Basquiat, Klimt, Egon Schiele, Hieronymus Bosch, and Frida Kahlo.
Why?
Because I like their style. It seems to me really close to what I feel when I look at their paintings.
But do you actually come to museums and look at it, or you just look at on magazines, on social media, online? How do you study their work?
Depends. Sometimes I go to museums. When I used to live in Philadelphia, I literally walked every museum there. Right now in New York, I haven't been to any because I'm being busy with something else, like doing and
New York City, with all the museums that we have here, you're not going to museums. Wow.
Yeah, I'm usually doing my own stuff, like painting or educating myself, like on skill level. So, yeah.
Okay. How do you people find the gigs painting or when they get paid? It's a lot of people paint for fun and for their own pleasure, but few actually get paid like you. What's the difference?
So for commissions, how I was getting commissions, I actually was bartending, and through talking to people, to customers at the bar, you actually making a connection, and that's mostly how you can make sales. I don't bartend anymore, but I work in art studios. I found these jobs through Craigslist, and I enjoy that. And also there's a lot of different groups on Facebook as well where you can find different painting gigs.
I see that you recently, on the other subject, a model for the Aspera Models gig. Can you talk a little bit about that experience?
Yeah, I never modeled before. I actually started that in May because I was kind of looking what else interesting I can do in my life. And I was always interested in modeling, but I'm kind of petite, so it's hard to do fashion modeling. But
now there are girls who are petite and curvy, and they still buy clothes, and they still need to see other petite girls on the stage to see if what fits to them and not.
Yeah, so that's why I decided to try that, and especially I moved to New York, and in New York there are so many more opportunities than anywhere else. So I applied, and I got accepted to Aspera Models, and it's just that actual event happened a few weeks ago, and I really enjoyed the experience. And I'm totally wanna continue doing something similar to that in the future.
I saw when they reach out to me, Gabriella reach out and ask if I can be covering the event. When they send me last minute, few days right before the event, they didn't respond for a long time. But when they sent the letter, it was mostly like you have to not only film for free, but most of the places ask for free, but they ask for total control over the pictures and videos. So in the contract it said that I could not publish anything without their permission. I could not, no pictures, no videos, even though you told me that some of the people just been doing live streaming from the place, and that's all very difficult to control and get permission for that. Like people can do anything on live, but I kind of turned off with this because if I come and film for free, I want to make sure that at least I get a chance to publish it on my channel. And if I have to, every time I post a picture or anything, I have to get a permission first, and I didn't get their respond for 2-3 weeks, just whether I can come or not. I figured out it's not worth it. Do you think they might change that angle next time? And then I have quite a few friends of mine who are also YouTubers and influential producers at Brick and the YouTube space who would love to come, but obviously with those kind of strict contract in writing, that makes it more difficult for people who have legit kind of very channel that's been watched by many respectable people, not to want to put themselves in a predicament like that. Do you think Gabriella might tweak the writing, the language?
I don't know. You probably should talk to you directly. I haven't gotten any contracts like that, and I don't know how is it going for filming and producers coming over, so I don't really have an answer for that.
That's fine. Guys, if you want to collaborate with this young professional in arts and buy her paintings, or maybe work with her in the modeling projects, let's see if she's willing to share what is her Instagram and Facebook.
So for art, it's v1c.p, and for modeling, it's v_Andrew_.
Thank you. Okay, guys, I want to talk a little bit about the competition in fashion. So obviously everybody competes, and everybody wants to have attention, and kind of is it fair or not? I think it's quite fair, because everybody, whether you have money or not have money, online makes it fair for everybody, whether you get likes or not get likes, whether your content is interesting or not, and everything matters, whether you have friends, or whether you have a great outfit, or whether you have a great story, or whether you have great locations. So and if you've done thousands of those, or you're doing this for the first time, so everything matters. Sometimes the new stuff gets more attention, new model gets more attention because no one's seen her and everybody wants to film with her. Sometimes experienced model that everybody knows that she brings certain number of views and numbers gets an experience, gets more attention. So it's a system where people can kind of see from different angles and many variables makes it fair or not. Why someone who is extremely wealthy and put a lot of money into this should be on the same pedestal as someone who has no money whatsoever. On the other side, if stage is open like Instagram for everybody, whether you're poor or wealthy, people use pretty much the same cell phones, pretty much same light and microphones. So the question is how great is and how important what you do. Some people promote their stuff, some people don't. So fashion is kind of makes it equal to everybody. you as good as you are today, like Terra Banks or like a Haiti Wu, those models that made it at some point tremendous amount of money. Nowadays, their brand is still big, but it's a fraction of what they had in the past. So they are no longer 20-year-old girls, and so the spotlight keep moving. Fashion never ends. So the competition is every day. So there is new faces, there is new techniques, and there is a new look. So I think it's the fashion kind of mimics biology and life in that sense. So hopefully, maybe you will agree with me or not. Let me know what you think. Thank you. Okay, guys. So let me talk about my show. Ladies and gentlemen, yeah, I can see myself. Okay,
So let me just
like do it again.
light was really good.
Off and light. No, do it again. Turn it off and turn on.